It's week 15, and we have another 10 under 10 GPP podcast where I break down my favorite plays on each site that are all under 10% owned to hopefully help you take down the millie. Let's go. What up, everybody? It's your boy DFSUpNorth, aka Josh Thomas, here with another 10 under 10 podcast brought to you by our boys at DFS Army. This is the video version where I break down my plays a little bit more in depth. If you just want to see the article to get all the 10 plays, it is free. You can click on it right below. If you want access to some of the tools that I'm going to show and all that stuff, that is VIP only for DFS Army VIPs. You got to use that code UpNorth, gives you 10% off. VIP for everything: football, basketball, NHL. We crush it everywhere. Let's go. All right. But before we get started today, guys, I need to apologize. Last week, I did not give you guys the millie making winning lineup. And I'm sorry. Right? I was fired up that we hit 2 previous weeks. I'm sorry that I was fired up that I hit 2 of the number 1 plays on the slate. Both ended up in the millie maker. And the title of this article, though, is 10 under 10. All right. So those 2 guys were under 10% owned and ended up in the millie maker lineup. The problem here is that the other guys in the lineup were not under 10% owned. So technically, they couldn't be in this video. And I know that's confusing, but I'm sorry. I just didn't give you guys the millie maker win lineup. Somebody was upset in the comments. I appreciate it. Buddy, I wish I could give you all 10 guys in that lineup too, but it just doesn't work with the format, and it doesn't work with because it's really, really, really freaking hard to do. All right. So, I mean, I'm going to bask in me nailing Deebo Samuel and a couple of guys like that 2 weeks ago. And if you want to be mad about it, that's on you, bro. So let's get into this week. 10 under 10. We got the week 15 main slate. We can just rewind and look a little bit at last week, which was weirdly, I mean, I've just been smashing on Draftkings lately, it seems, which is, if you go back about 10 weeks here, beginning of the season, it was all Fanduel. So nice to see that I can still do it over there. But yeah, so we, Flacco, QB4, just ridiculous value. I mean, if you play Joe Flacco in your lineups, you were likely cashing at a minimum. Josh Allen, not great. Kyron Williams, okay. Oh, weird. Deebo Samuel was wide receiver 1 again. You just we're going to keep playing Deebo until he's at a price or an ownership that is appropriate for him. Jerry Jeudy sucks. He dropped, I can't believe he should have had a decent score. He had a pass that he caught in the end zone. He had 15 feet to get 2 feet down, and he couldn't do it in the back of the end zone last week. Fanduel, Jake Browning, smash play again. Jared Goff on the road, bit me one more time. Alvin Kamara, not a great week. Fanduel was a struggle bus. We had the Josh Dobbs game. TJ Hawkinson wasn't great on Fanduel, but again, DraftKings pretty happy about it. I can get on board. All right. So let's talk about DraftKings here, and then we'll go make a DraftKings lineup. And hey, guys, maybe this time I will just build the millie maker winning lineup. I haven't done it yet, and either have the other, 5 million people that have played millie maker contests and not won. But hey, you know what? We're going to do our best. All right. So the first guy that I'm going to start with is a super punt. All right. And I get that. But on a weird slate, I don't hate going to a guy that is going to be low owned with tons of upside. And that's Kyler Murray. I get that the matchup against the 49ers isn't great. But at 6,400, 2.63% ownership, can Kyler Murray put up 25 points against the 49ers? Yes. Can 25 points get you there in the millie this week? I think potentially, right? If we just slide over here real quick and we look at some of the quarterbacks, right? Josh Allen has that sort of potential. And so, but he's going up against the Dallas defense. Prescott, yes. Tua, maybe. Tough defense, right? Really tough matchup. Maybe with a Tyreek Hill hurt, their center's out. CJ Stroud has that sort of upside, but again, he's out this week lightly, or they say he's doubtful. Let's see, he's not playing. I can't imagine that he goes, right? So we go here and I'm like, I don't under-own Kyler Murray. I love Justin Fields. We're gonna hear about him in a minute, but I can get on board with that. Or Matt Stafford, but Stafford's again projecting over 10% owned. And if he's projecting under 10% owned, guys, I can't include him here because that's not the point of this article. He's a great play. He may end up even being a core play for me for our VIPs, but it doesn't work for the concept of this article. All right. So I really like Kyler Murray here. I think that he is a sneaky play. He can run, he can keep the defense on its heels. Like he could score 10 points. That is well within the realm of possibilities, but I just like a low owned guy that has 25-point upside. And that is what Kyler is every time he steps out there, right? A little bit more expensive, but we've seen time and time again that Justin Fields is just an absolute fantasy monster, guys. Like huge week after week, every time he's healthy. The Browns are scary, but they're dealing with a ton of injuries, in particular Grant Delpit, who is an elite safety. All right. He has been running the ball like an RB1, 12, 12, 18 the last 3 times. And also throwing it a ton, 33, 37, 23, not great, but he's not turning the ball over as much. I just like everybody's going to be scared by Cleveland, but they are banged up. All right. I think that Justin Fields has a nice day here. I'm expecting the Raheem Mostert ownership to go up when Devin Achane officially goes out. Let's see if we've got that news yet. Always check the logs here. We got a questionable next to Devon. He's listed questionable. He's been able to, has been on press right Wednesday. Shane said limited. He might play, but I don't care. Mostert is a stud here. I think that they are going to try to run the ball a ton here with Tyreek Hill banged up. And then you've got the center out, right, which is not going to give you as much time. I think they're going to try to establish the run early with Mostert. He can get 17, 18 carries and a little bit of work in the passing game. I think he's got touchdown upside. I don't think with Achane he's going to get those goal line carries like he did last week. So Raheem Mostert is a really, really strong play here at his price and ownership combination. Then we got Wan'Dale Robinson, right? If we want to afford, we got some expensive guys here, whether it's Fields, it's Mostert, it's Deebo Samuel here in a second. We need a cheap option. He had 7 targets last week from our boy, Tommy DeVito, Tommy Cutlets. He can really make it happen in space. I think the Saints are not that good or as good as maybe people think they are. He's going to see that volume. If he scores, he's absolutely in the running for the nuts. I love Rondale. I love Wan'Dale Robinson. Rondale Moore, I don't hate either. And then finally at 6 point, I was shocked to see the ownership on Deebo again after being the wide receiver 1 in back-to-back weeks. He's only projecting at 6.96% ownership. That might get over 10 at this point, though. I'm taking it. I am eating Deebo Samuel all week. I love him. 7,700 is about what? $900 more than last week, but you can put up 35 points, right? Doesn't matter. Play Deebo Samuel. Don't overthink it. It's a great matchup against the Cardinals. Love him here. He's been smashing. I don't have to say anything else. You got to play him. So if we were going to build a lineup over here, let's start with, let's do a Justin Fields lineup first, okay? We go to quarterback. We're going to play Justin Fields. And if you're playing Justin Fields, you pretty much almost have to play DJ Moore. He is questionable. He's going to play. Twisted his ankle. Yeah, limited session Thursday. Yeah, he's fine. He's going to play. Just smash spots. He's actually weirdly better on the road. So we got him. Let's get Mostert in there. We think that he's going to have a nice week. We need that salary savings with my boy Wan'Dale. A guy that I really like, and I'm not sure we're going to be able to afford here, but let's see if we can get him in. Let's pick a defense first. That's a really cheap price on Dallas. I can get on board with that. Wide receiver. I think, obviously, we like Deebo. I think that we can play a wide receiver in the flex, and I think that it can be Cooper Kupp. All right. It's not pretty, but we can play a cheap tight end. I think that Cooper Kupp is going to have a smash game at some point here. And now we can go potentially Kraft starting, right? For the boys, the Packers against Yeah, no, I like that. I like that. Running back, that leaves me with 3,600. I can't even force a running back in. Dang it. All right. So we can't get the Cooper Cup game in on this one, right? We'll see if we can do it when we build a um not Justin Fields, Kyler Murray lineup. All right, let's go back to the tight ends here. Anybody super viable? I like Kyle Pitts quite a bit. I like the price. Like I said, I really like this game between Washington and the Rams. I think that they're going to have a good game. Can we get a cheap one? Yeah, I love Clyde Edwards-Helaire. And then I got 5,700 in my flex, and we can go Connor, no. Hubbard, no. McLaurin, no. Jerome Ford, maybe. No injury designation. He puts up just a solid week every week, catches passes, right? And now, yeah, that's my run it back against Chicago. Like that lineup quite a bit. I think that lineup has a ton of upside. All right, if we're going to build that Kyler Murray stack, though, how does that look? A little bit different. I want to get Cup in here early so that I am doing that. Can I go Cup and Samuel in the same lineup? Maybe. It's going to not be sexy, very sexy, but let's say I do like Tucker Kraft, wide receiver, running back. Let's go get some cheap running backs. Again, I really like Clyde Edwards-Helaire this week. He'll get the starting reps. It should be fine. He gives you some salary savings. We can play a guy like, don't hate Rice Freeman, to be honest. He's been getting some touches. Damian Pierce has been getting some touches. Oh, but we got to play Chalk Antonio Gibson. I'm sorry, I forgot about him. So we got Chalk Antonio Gibson. We're going to go DST again. We're probably just going to run the Cowboys out against Josh Allen. Now we got wide receiver flex. Can we go Debo? Already have him in there. Duh. We went double tight end or double quarterback. Wide receiver. Oh, Jaden Reed chalk. Yes, we love that. We got, I think we're unique enough here that we don't need all of this chalk. And then we got to get the Kyler Murray stack in here against Arizona. Let's go for Marquise Brown, 5,100. He's questionable. He's going to play 12 targets against the Rams a couple weeks ago. Like, now I can upgrade my tight end to somebody like Cole Kmet, who's a touchdown machine. Or I don't mind leaving salary on the table. I really like Kyle Pitts this week. Another decent lineup. Can we get up to play the Falcons D here with Pitts? Don't hate that. Again, as somebody said the other time, like, you lost me on this lineup. These lineups are meant to be gross. Look at the Millie Maker winner every week. It ain't pretty, all right? So that's sort of how I am attacking DraftKings. On FanDuel, we're going with my boy Sam Howell. I would imagine that this ownership goes up a little higher before the week ends, but I think that this is a game that's going to absolutely blow up. We have two bad defenses, two decent offenses. I love both sides of the ball here on the Commanders and Rams game. He gets 20 points every single week. He just does it, all right? And then Will Levis, right? The ownership's sort of weird on QBs this week, like I said, and he put 327 and a TD up last week. He hucks it all over the field. Like him quite a bit. Talked about Clyde Edwards-Helaire. Everybody's going to play McKinnon. I think I'm going to swerve, play CEH. CEH had 11 carries to McKinnon's 4, 2 catches for 29. He's going to be the guy that I think down near the goal line they go to. They went to McKinnon last week. I think that Edwards-Helaire is going to get rewarded with Pacheco out. We talked about Kupp. I think that he smashes. He's due a game. He is absolutely due a game. This game environment is perfect for a guy like Cooper Kupp. And then Kyle Pitts, I don't think there's a lot of good tight end options, but Ritter's been throwing it a ton. He's looking Pitts' way quite a bit. So let's look at what that looks like over on FanDuel. Right, we got Sammy Boy Howell, who is 7,700, pretty cheap. Who do you pair him with? That's always the big question. I kind of just like Jahan Dotson. He's cheap. He gets the ball a ton. right? It's a good matchup. He's not Terry McLaurin, so he's not going to get, shadow coverage or anything like that. He's shown sort of big time upside against bad defenses. So I like Jahan Dotson. You can go Curtis Samuel. Again, my lineups are going to look similar over here just because of what how we can do it. I don't let me see the difference between Cup and Puka over here. So Cup's 8,200. Oh, no, at $200, I'm just going Cooper Kupp. I think that the smash game's coming. Defensively, we go Falcons. Are the Cowboys still super cheap? They are. We're going there. Running back, you can go Gibson with this stack. It's sneaky. I don't hate it. He catches enough passes out of the backfield. Can we go just like full on crazy game stack? Say this game goes for like 60. I don't hate that. Tight end. Let's see. Do we got any cheapo tight ends here? Of course we do. We always have cheapo tight ends. You go Tucker Kraft. Noah Gray is fine. The rest of these guys are pretty turtly down here. But I don't if you want to go touchdown hunting on a cheap guy, I don't mind it. Like a Hendershot. Hendershot could catch a touchdown easily. Jimmy Graham caught a touchdown last week. Durham Smythe, high-end offense. I think that he's obviously not the best tight end in that offense, but you can go there. I don't mind that at all. Dalton Schultz. Yeah, we just go Clyde Edwards-Helaire or Jaden Reed or somebody like that, and now we're feeling pretty good about that lineup, right? If you go a Levis lineup, we're likely trying to pair him up with D-Hop. Okay, you got a lot more salary with a Levis lineup at only 6,800. You got some room to squeeze around here. CMC against Arizona, smash spot. Bijan Robinson, not a great option, but good play. We can go Mostert. We can go Rashad White. Like both those guys. You can go Breece Hall. Let's just go heavy. Yeah, we'll go heavy running back here with Hop. Sorry, I'm on running back. Hopkins is in there. DST is, let's just play like the cheapest viable defense. I weirdly think you could play the Patriots against the Chiefs this week. Don't hate that. I think that you could play the Giants. The Jets against Miami. It's not the worst play in the world. The Bucks against Green Bay. Again, not terrible. Texans against Tennessee. Well, I don't want to play the defense against, but I'm going to go back to Dallas. They're good scoring defense, and Josh Allen turns the ball over, right? All the time. Turns the ball over all the time. All right, now we're kind of living in this $6,300 range. Jaden Reed, lock and load. Anybody cheaper than that we want to go for? We can go back to Wandale. Now we got some salary. We can get up here and play a guy like Amari or Jalen Waddle. Right? Don't mind that, especially if your boy is dealing with some injuries. We got a Jalen Waddle, and we can afford a super expensive tight end, right? Play a Taysom Hill. You play a George Kittle. Trey McBride. Yeah, Trey McBride's a great Kyler Murray stack, too. I don't know why I didn't mention that. Let's see if I went here. Let's go Dalton Schultz in his first game back. I like that. Coming back against Levis, maybe more. And now we can upgrade like a Wandale Robinson to somebody like wide receiver. Even though I like Wandale, I think obviously somebody like a Drake London, Rashee Rice, Adam Thielen, Marquise Brown. Any of these guys are probably the better options. All right, so that would be a Will Levis lineup. Guys, I don't mind that at all. I don't mind that one little bit. All right. So that is our 10 under 10 podcast this week. Again, maybe we'll hit the millie this week. Maybe that guy who commented will be very happy that I gave you 10 plays and everybody in the millie lineup was under 10% owned. So if you have questions, let me know. If you're a DFS Army VIP, you can always find me in the Discord. If you have comments about whether I'm dumb or not, please let me know, because that's how I learn too. All right. You guys are nobody's got all the secrets, right? So hit me up in the comments. Let me know if you got any questions or somebody that you think is a great play this week that I didn't talk about that's going to come in under owned. I love to see it. If you're not a DFS Army VIP, use that code UpNorth for 10% off VIP monthly membership to DFS Army. Let's go. Peace. Have a great day.